round, Camelot was square. A tear once left can never grasp how exile must convert the lost. Squared Camelot with table round was last to know the heavy cost. Now exile must convert the lost. You can't blame Joseph or his heart, who couldn't know the heavy cost of bringing south his father's sons. Yet Joseph's heart is sure to blame 400 years of sun and pain in Egypt, where his father's sons learned tree is rock that just forgot. Love God. All theology is reduced to this. On the one hand or foot, God loves. On the other, God is love. Somewhere in between faith begins, to say nothing of faith. The best place to start is right above the knee. Tongue, lips, teeth work in symphony. There always must be a promised land after exile. They go hand in hand. It is the job of a temple to relate. If God can love, God can hate. If God is love, is it too late? Nature's patina. Java grabbed my old man by the balls, wouldn't release until she took his soul. A lad of 10 has cause to think he's old. It's easy to redeem the past from falls, he thinks, until a leopard gives him pause. A man, no face, 3 fingers, can't be told he's whole once Jesus thrusts him in the fold. He held his arms out. How could I refuse? That day I caught a glance at salvage art. To write a poem is not to be a poet. The barbed wire play of love and pain collide in moments when redemption's lost its heart. In '69, Jakarta dared to show it, love's sweet stench ocean at full tide. Pompeii Ballad. The saddest artist knows some happiness sooner or not at all to speak again of lost joys. We try to forget most the way dark ash overtook a mother feeding her child that August afternoon. Daddy says it's nothing to worry about. Now eat your olives and get ready for your nap. Children, like soldiers, are funny that way, doing what they are told, while under the earth a cacophony of gases musing together with minerals that must sooner or later make its way to the surface and then back again. The same violence, gentle, lovely violence of 2,000 years and more. Daddy says it's nothing to worry about. Now eat your wafer and get ready for your nap. Halls must be built to tell the story crafted before the time of buildings, when the wind stroked the inner thigh of empty plains or mountain tops with hardened nipples of snow. The music then was soft groans seeking release as the children waited to be told of Daddy's return. Joy is this way. Put it on a cross over some pews in the large hall, and then reflection must replace the immediacy of anguish. It turns to sorrow, the way those brothel stalls down the back street today remind us that once the experience must be classified in a diagram for sailors to point at and grunt, do that. It's gone. The joy. That's the nature of halls and children. They grow old and crumble or deteriorate, covered in the ash of father's skepticism and mother's pride. And one long dog, the rope taut to his dry throat, he knew something was coming, barked his lungs out, awakened the child from his nap. Time to play away the rest of the day, or year, or age. Guess Daddy got it wrong. Such is faith and orgasm. When you finally realize it's happening, it's too late to hide or run. So you become some plaster corpse, grasping diligently for your money bag or children or lover, never to know that your soulless future will be in a glass sarcophagus next to the old fish market down the street from the temple of the God who didn't know as much as the dog did about death and life with death. We thought we were ready that afternoon. What's the point of some paint on a wall, a flipping dolphin, a smiling slave, a squatting whore, waiting prayerfully for the next sailor to enter her stall and then her? Halls with such smells of sacred incense, that's the point. We must have known, but yet forgot that we did. Great halls with reaching women and men on the ceiling. This is the envoy of the artistic sermon. Beyond the trinity of circles lies the point, the fulcrum of a reality too painful for mothers putting their sons or daughters down for a nap to ever grasp. That sound, honey, is just the dog barking. No, I won't know why he won't. No, I don't know why he won't shut up. The real Sistine Chapel ceiling is the ruts of Fish Market Avenue. The real creation of Adam happens every minute a dog barks, hearing the noise coming over the mountain on a late afternoon, 24 August, 79. When Father walks with Son in the ruins, both of them must understand it will always be so, no matter what words are spoken, no matter what laughter connects with the goals, resting on the late December breeze. Sestina to soft glass. This fragile mouth that kisses glass will soon return to lock and key. The eyes will span the distant land and build a hole of bone and green. A coyote's bark disturbs the nest that hardened sand is heir to. The softest glance is sharpest too. Our God bites hard to taste the land. A bullet bone in layer of green, sage, grass, and stone-cold nest. Tonight a full moon holds the glass up to his face. She hides the key. The lust of Samson is the key to knowing why a horny nest can turn a lover so far green she'll skip away from broken glass. There comes a time, like 92, when sea will lead to sand and land. This raven caws, before she lands, she roams for yet another nest. How can she know a 22 must pierce her breast of perfect glass? A bullet hides the greedy key that must translate her black for green. Shoshone say this land once green was watered by a pool of glass. A flute of bone now plays off key, soft lament of sky and land. Once 3, there now is only 2, silent gyre of spirit nest. A funnel points to glass blown green, a rusted lunchbox, a nest of wire, a promised land, our God is keyed. Speaking in tongues. I want to write a poem the way she made this art. Start with a mound of random words, phrases, an empty heart. Stone Zen creation. Hands move, lost in Vipassana freedom. Occasionally I'll glance up at clouds prancing overhead, manes blown back. Then a smooth riverbed stone, too heavy, will peel back a nail and tears will fight for their place. Why am I crying? It didn't hurt that bad. I'll scream into my cupped hands as if I'm trying to drink air. A hawk distracted from her work will take flight, refusing to acknowledge my efforts. Looking down, a few drops of blood stain my performance, so I find I suddenly want to sing, need to sing. Standing up slowly, I cast my eyes southward to remember I'm still alone. A good morning. And now I see 2 socks, white, thrown on the hall floor right outside the bathroom washroom. The socks never made it as their feet were passing from TV PlayStation to the warm, cool comfort of a bed. At times I forgot that I provide for the legs of those feet and arms of the chest, of the stomach, of the growing groin of those legs rests now in the early morning darkness before the alarms of sun and shouts will raise the squished ears of that emerging head from sheets and blankets wrapped like a mummy, and he will look around and call up the stairs where I'm staring at smiling faces on cereal boxes minus their box tops, looking lost without their proof of purchase, and he, Dad, where are my socks? Afterthought. There are lovers and those who love. Their difference is understood when lovers speak, break sacred silence, and forever are lovers no more, but rather two who love, out of necessity, now speaking relentlessly, knowing there never is returning once lovers destroy pure silence with certain words. Cheating. Let's get one thing straight. What you call cheating, I call survival. Do you really believe that you can give me some bullshit assignment and I'm not going to find a way to get it done without lots of work? Come on. I've seen the fear in your eyes when you give me a paper to write, knowing full well I'm going to use whatever means available to accomplish my goal. It's not that I don't love you anymore. You gave me 3 children and the necessary 20 years that attended them. But what you couldn't give me, I had to find on my own. I know that you're going to take this personal. Please don't start crying. You'll only make this harder. But you shouldn't take this as anything other than what it is. It's a necessary step in my personal, spiritual evolution, and the real deceit is not infidelity. The real lie is when truth is no longer an option. You are one lucky hombre. If we had arrived 10 minutes later, we'd be filling out morgue papers on you now. No, I mean it. You can only do this so long, and then it's going to come back and bite you on the ass. I don't get it. You have youth and talent. You breathe beauty on so many levels, and still it's not enough. But I'll tell you, as sure as I'm drawing breath, death is waiting for you with a smirk on his ash face. Conversation about God with a hitchhiker picked up outside Casper, Wyoming. So why do they call these Badlands? She asks, pushing strands of blonde hair behind sunburned ears, and all he can do is notice how the G and P on the Gap printed on her t-shirt. Her face turned to take in the view and to send out the open window of his 72 Ford. Shit if I know. And he wonders if she cares to walk these Badlands with him and watch the sun come up over the bighorns as a small rain shower makes the road shine like hot tire. Is it true what they say about cowboys, cowboy? As she moves his lunchbox to the floor and slides in beside him, putting her left palm on the top of his stick shift. Maybe. Depends on what they told you. He notices how slow a Winnebago with Minnesota plates is moving on the horizon, and then he swallows hard. You're not afraid of me, are you? Don't worry, this won't hurt too bad. Her whisper barely audible over the hum of his engine and the wind whipping a Snickers wrapper around and out the cab. Smell that rain? And then he feels stupid like, something a cowboy's expected to say, and so he said it. Smells like God to me. And she puts her hair behind her ears as he passes Minnesota going 90. Forgetting Czeslaw Milosz. This then is what it means to remember, to hold on with broken, frozen finger black nails. Poetry is a becoming, releasing into sunshine pits of gray rainbow, not witnessing. Accepting that instead of departure, the poet is forced again and sometimes again to return to this life, this slow death of forgiveness and forgetting. Thank you.